If you like these stories and you want to follow the giants along on their adventures, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you.
I'm a giant toy.
One day up on the giant mountain, there was a huge storm. There was lightning and thunder. The thunder was so close that it even shook the giant mountain. And the giants could feel it on the ground. Huh? What? The lights don't work, Luna said. What? The oven went off, Bo added. The fan's not on anymore either, Luna said. Oh, the power must have gone out from the storm, Dad Giant said. I'll go check the circuit breaker anyway. Dad Giant and Bo Giant went out to look at the circuit breaker. They saw that everything was the way it should be, and it was just a power outage from the storm. Well, the storm must have taken out a power line, Dad Giant was explaining. We'll have to figure out how to cook things without any electricity, and we'll have to figure out how to light our house without any electricity. Can we roast things over the fire, Dad? Luna asked. That's a great plan, Luna. First, let's gather up some wood to start a fire. So the older two giant children, Luna and Bo, went outside looking for some dried wood to burn. Look over here. The storm must have taken down this old tree. Luna had found one of the old trees that was standing there was tipped over, with its dead trunk and branches all over the ground. This would be perfect. It's already dry, and the lightning must have hit it and broke it up for us. Because it was broken, it was easy for the kids to snap the twigs apart and carry them over to where their bonfire pit was. Ugh, that should do, Luna said, heaving the wood on the ground. Now we just have to figure out what to cook on the fire. Luna and Bo headed back into the kitchen to see what kind of food they had that would be able to be cooked over a fire. While they were looking, the two younger giants, Apple, Peach, Banana, and Ernie, were working on how to make their house not so warm. Because the electricity was off and the fan stopped working, there was no way to move the air around, and it was really hot on the giant mountain that day. Apple, Peach, Banana remembered making fans from paper the summer before. Ernie, help me fold this paper to make a fan. Apple, Peach, Banana, very patiently, was showing Ernie how to fold the paper back and forth like an accordion, and then secure the bottom of the paper together and the top part of the paper out to make a fan. Then they began fanning each other. Oh, that feels so much better, Apple, Peach, Banana said. We made our own fans! Ernie was super excited. He had never made anything this useful before. But even with these fans, they were still kind of warm. While Bo and Luna were in the kitchen searching for food to eat that they would be able to cook over a fire, they realized that because they had no electricity, their freezer and refrigerator were not working anymore. Oh no, our ice cream is melting! Bo was extremely worried about the ice cream being melted. Bo saying this gave Apple, Peach, Banana an excellent idea. We're super hot, and the ice cream is going to melt anyway. Let's eat it to cool off. Mom Giant walked in the kitchen at that time. Oh no, the ice cream! That's right. We do need to eat it before it melts in the freezer. So Mom Giant got out 6 spoons, one for Mom Giant, one for Dad Giant, one for Luna, one for Bo, one for Apple Peach Banana, and one for Ernie. And then the giant family ate the ice cream right out of the ice cream carton. This is so fun, Mom. How come we don't eat out of the ice cream carton more often? Luna wanted to know. Well, you see, I don't want any more dishes tonight than we already have because our dishwasher isn't working. I'll have to hand wash everything. This way, we all get to eat the ice cream and it doesn't create any extra dishes for me. Oh, well, it's fun anyway, Bo said with his mouth stuffed with ice cream. When the ice cream was completely gone, Luna and Bo got back to figuring out what they were going to cook for dinner. They decided on making potatoes and eggs. They grabbed the potatoes and put them on sharp sticks, and then gathered up eggs from the chicken coop and a pan to cook them on. With this, they brought it to where their bonfire pit was, and Dad Giant had already gotten to building a fire. They handed out the sticks with the potatoes on them to everybody, and then put the pan over the fire to begin warming it. Once the pan was nice and hot, they cracked the eggs right on it. It was a very hot pan, so the eggs cooked very quickly. Once the potatoes were done cooking, nice and soft, and the eggs were complete, they were able to eat a nice, healthy dinner, even without the use of electricity. When they were done eating, they sat around the fire enjoying the sounds of the popping logs and the crickets. That's when Luna said, "Hey, what's that flashing light over there?" All the giants turned their heads and looked and saw flashing lights over in the tall grasses. "Those are fireflies," Dad Giant told the kids. Since all of the power was out, the fireflies were even more noticeable now than they had been before. There was no other light to distract from the light of the fireflies. "Can we collect some in a jar?" Luna wanted to know. "Sure, we just have to let them go when we're done with them." So Mom Giant got out some glass jars, poked holes in the lid, but not too small because they didn't want the fireflies to get out, and handed the kids a jar each. Luna, Bo, and Apple Peach Banana were able to catch the fireflies easily. Ernie still needed a little help. "I have 10 in my jar. I'm going to help Ernie get some," Luna said. "I'll help him too. I have 12 in my jar," Bo said. So they all helped Ernie get a couple in his jar. At this point, there was at least 40 fireflies in all the jars put together. "You know, this gives me a good idea," Dad Giant said. "We can use those fireflies as light in our house tonight." "Oh yeah, Dad, fun! Let's do that!" Luna said. So, they all brought their fireflies inside to see how light they could make the house. They definitely weren't as bright as lights, but they did help see so that nobody would trip on their way to brushing their teeth. They put a jar in the bathroom so they could see while they were brushing their teeth and at night in case anybody had to go to the bathroom. They put a jar of fireflies in the kitchen in case anybody needed some water in the middle of the night. They put a jar in Mom and Dad Giant's room and a jar in the Kid Giant's room. And they were able to see everything they needed to. Not in great detail, but still, it was better than nothing. At bedtime, Luna admitted, You know, Mom, I was a little afraid when the power went out because I didn't know how we were going to eat or see in the dark, but I'm glad we figured out a plan to be able to eat and see in our house. And I'm glad that Apple, Peach, Banana, and Ernie were able to make fans so we didn't get too hot. Yeah, I know it is kind of scary when the power goes out, but we do have a plan. We also have candles to light our house. And we do know the power goes out sometimes. The only problem now, Luna, is that we don't have any ice cream. Mom, that's not that big of a deal. I know. I was just joking. Well, Mom, actually, it was kind of fun having no power. We got to cook over the fire and eat all of our ice cream and catch fireflies. And you know what, kids? Mom said, I bet by tomorrow morning our power will be back on. Oh, man. Oh, Mom. We don't want it to come back on, Bo said. I enjoyed cooking on the fire. Well, maybe once a week we could cook on the fire, guys.
Woohoo! I love bonfires. Best mom ever.
All right. Settle down, guys. It's time for bed. Mom Giant gave each of her kids a kiss on the forehead and made sure they were tucked in tight. The next morning, when the Giants woke up, the power was back on, and they all let the fireflies go out of their jars. All the fireflies were helpful that night, and they got to fly away free the next morning. Good night, Giants.